Hey, what's up, solar family? How are you? Hopefully you're doing amazing. It's James here. In this video, I want to go over how to properly handle objections, right? And this is more in the lines of like really listening to your homeowner and answering the objection precisely and concisely. But before I do, if you haven't scheduled your solar strategy call yet, make sure you do that. There's gonna be a pop-up right above this video, especially if you're new in the industry or you wanna get in the industry, or maybe you're a roofing contractor that wants to get in the industry as well, or maybe you're a solar company, you wanna scale, you need sales training for your team members, make sure you book that call. It's gonna be a pop-up right above this video. And just really quickly, what do you guys think about our Solar University office, right? So we're taking it to a whole new level for 2021, right? You want to be able to train and serve you and help you develop yourself so you can be successful in this industry. So let's dive right into it. All right, so in this video, right, I want to show you how to answer the objection precisely and concisely, right? Obviously, you need to use the 3 F's, right? The feel, felt, found method. If you're not familiar with that yet, I'm not gonna go over that information on this video, but make sure you check my other videos as well for the 3 F's. But more importantly, right, you need to really listen to your homeowner and really understand what is the objection, right? Because what happens is it may be a money objection, it may be an equipment objection, it could be a warranty objection, it could be a solar company objection, right? So you really need to hone in and understand, okay, is this a money question? Is this an equipment question, right? But you have to really focus and listen to your homeowner. And what I mean by that, if the homeowner gives you an objection, for example, right? Oh, technology is gonna change, right? Over the next few years, it's gonna evolve, it's gonna get better. I'm just gonna wait, right? So keep in mind that you may get confused with this objection as a money question. So you may approach this in a sense that, hey, let me calculate how much money you would be missing out on if you decide to wait, X amount of years or whatnot, right? So if you're gonna approach it in that direction, it's probably not the right approach at this time, right? Because again, the homeowner's concern is about technology. So if it's about technology, you need to answer the technology question, right? So the way I would answer this, right? The way I would answer technology, hey, I totally understand, use the 3 F's, right? Feel, felt, found. You want to be able to bring down the wall, right? Because if you don't use the 3 F's, what happens is you're not bringing down the wall, right? You're basically make that wall, that barrier even higher, right? For you to climb or go over or whatnot. You need to have empathy, right? Empathy, not sympathy, empathy for the homeowner. Totally understand Mr. Smith or John or Rebecca, right? Use the 3 F's, the feel, felt, found. But if it's a technology question, you need to let them know, hey, what are you more concerned about? The technology of the solar panels? If you are, that's a great objection. But again, just keep in mind the technology of the solar panels is evolving, but it's not evolving just as fast as like TVs or computers, right? Because the only thing they have a frame of reference with solar panels is the things that they're currently using in their home, right? And most likely they're comparing it with a TV or maybe a computer. And as you guys know that, TVs and stuff like that has dropped drastically over the last few years, right? I remember I bought my first plasma TV, I want to say, probably like 15 years ago. And that thing was like $3,000, right? And it wasn't that big. It was probably like, 2.5 feet wide, plasma TV, right? And I was so stoked about that thing. I'm like, oh man, I'm like the first one on the block to get a plasma TV for like $2 or $3 grand or whatnot. But again, their frame of reference for a electronic product, just like solar panels, is probably gonna be a TV or a computer, and you know how much that evolves every single day, right? But again, you need to break that misconception and say, hey, Mr. Smith, I totally understand you're probably comparing it to like a TV or a computer. Obviously, a TV computer is evolving very rapidly. But again, a TV computer, what it does, it actually consumes energy, and solar panel actually generates energy. So that's a big difference. And keep in mind as well that the evolvement or the evolution of solar panels, the efficiency of solar panels, it's getting better, but it's not getting better as fast as a computer, meaning that the efficiency of solar panels is increasing within 3 to 5% every single year, right? Right now, it's in the low 20% efficiency. And if you're thinking about the panels getting smaller, right, it's actually getting bigger. As all of us know, the more efficiency gets, right, from like 295 solar panels to like 410, 420, 435 solar panels, it varies in size, right? It drastically gets bigger as the wattage gets higher. So another misconception a homeowner is thinking is, oh yeah, it's evolving like a computer. It's probably going to be as small as a laptop within the next couple of years, right? Because the technology is getting better, when in actuality, it's getting a lot bigger, right? So again, we need to answer the technical question, right? Hey, you know what? Solar panels is evolving, it's getting better. So I'm just concerned that technology is going to get better over the next few years. And they're probably thinking the panels are going to get smaller, right? So they want newer equipment. That's what they're thinking of. I want new equipment, right? But the great thing is, what you need to tell the homeowner is, John, Rebecca, the technology that's evolving the most is the heart of the solar panel, which is the inverter. Meaning that the inverter, it tends to fail within 12 to 13 years, right? That's why we have a 30-year warranty, right? Just be prepared that objection may come up as far as the amount of time that you have to replace that from the life of the system, right? But just let them know, hey, if you're concerned about technology, the great thing is, when the system or the inverter does fail, you're gonna get a brand new inverter. And guess what? That brand new inverter 13 years from now, we're not gonna use the 13-year-old inverter technology. You're actually going to get the newest and greatest technology. Boom. Now you answered their objection, right? Because they want to get, they're concerned about the equipment and they want to get newer technology, right? But again, because you're educating them, you're letting them know, hey, you know what? The solar panels, the technology is actually not evolving as fast as the inverter. And when your system needs a new inverter, guess what, Mr. and Ms. Smith? You're gonna get exactly what you want. You're gonna get newer, updated equipment, right within the inverter. Does that make sense, everybody? So make sure that you're really, really honing in on exactly what the objection is. Because I know a lot of times when you're new in the industry, or you don't know much about how to handle the objections, you tend to put up a smoke screen, right? You have a roundabout way of explaining something because you're hoping that you're going to be able to answer their question eventually, right? Even though you're just kind of throwing things out there. So keep in mind that objections are going to come up, especially if you don't have a solid presentation. Ideally, your presentation should have all of the objections woven into the presentation. But if you're getting a lot of objections, the key thing is, first and foremost, understand what objections are coming up so you can refine your presentation, because you're probably doing something or not doing something. That's why those same objections keep coming up. And secondly, make sure that you know how to handle every single objection, right? So if you need help with objections, right below this video, check out the description. We have a training, a course where you can get access to all the solar objections that can possibly come up, right? Because I always tell all of our students, I'd rather be proficient with handling objections than actually knowing the sales process, right? Because if I know the sales process, but I don't necessarily know how to handle objections, more than likely I'm not going to be able to close too many deals, right? But even if I have a mediocre sales presentation, but I can answer every single objections that do come up, right, concisely and precisely, I'm going to have a higher conversion than a person that knows the sales presentation but don't necessarily know how to handle objections. Does that make sense? All right, so make sure that you take advantage of the training. It's right below this video. You can get instant access to it. And before you bounce out of here, make sure you also schedule your solar strategy call, especially if you're new in the industry, you want to get in the industry, maybe you're a roofing contractor or you want to scale your solar business. Make sure you book your solar strategy call. There's going to be a pop-up right above this video. Other than that, have an amazing day. Goodbye for now. Peace, y'all.